What's happening, HC Nation? Zach Edwards here for another Stumpt the Creator. This one is thanks to Jake P and Caleb K. So we got another Caleb K one. Okay, here we go for Jake. Just so you guys know, if you haven't seen this before, this is where you guys try to stump me as a creator of historical conquest. That's right, you use my game against me and try to get me to contradict myself or get completely fuzzled and not be able to answer it. And just a preview, I actually know that there is one coming up very soon because we had this question in one of the tournaments. And I said, you know, that'd have been a great Stumpt the Creator. And they said, stop answering the question. Don't even think about it. And 3 people, there you go, 3 people. There, 3 people came in and were part of that game. And so they put in a joint Stumpt the Creator. So I got to figure out how I'm going to reward each of them because it's supposed to be just one person, but 3 people were at the same meeting. And so I want to reward each of them. But that will come. It's not yet. At least I haven't seen it yet. I don't know where it is. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Otherwise, let's get back to this one. Jake P, on to yours. We'll start with yours. And this one is about Major General John P. Lucas, this guy. Yeah, that guy right there. I'm gonna have to learn how to put it in here until I get my green screen in 2 weeks. I think it's about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Fairly soon, I'm moving down. I can't wait. Okay, it says, how much does the vessel attack increase if it's in the same land as Major General John P. Lucas 1.0? How much does a vessel attack increase? Well, let's find John P. Lucas. Again, if you guys don't remember this, I can't see any of these questions beforehand. My secretary takes them and keeps them away from everyone until they're answered. Until I'm ready to answer them. And so, yeah, I don't know which ones to prepare for. She's the only one that does. And that's why we have, whichever way he is, John P. Lucas. That's the image. I don't know about it. So I just know the person it was about. So John P. Lucas, let's look him up. Should be, that's Pershing. Where's John P. Lucas? John P. Lucas. Actually, it's a good question. Where did he go? John P. Lucas. Where are you, man? Ah, that's why. Because it's under Major General John P. Lucas instead of just under John P. Lucas. Okay, this one says, increase your attack strength of any vessel card occupying the same country as him. Wow. That's not a stump. That's just a darn error to a card. So for this, Jake P, and then also whoever else has that card, it will now say increase the attack strength of any vessel card occupying the same land as him by 2. So it would be, well, I won't say that. It will say double the attack strength. So not just increase the attack strength, double the attack strength of any vessel card that's in the same land as Major General John P. Lucas. So there you go. Let it be written. Let it be done. Okay, so now it's doubling. Because it should have said double. That's what it was intended to be. But we forgot. Yeah, that was not smart. Okay, on to Lucas K. First question. What happens if player A, or player 1, oh, they're doing ones. I'm going to change it to player A, just to make it easier on me. Okay, what happens if player A plays the Hannibalic War, Hannibalic War on player B? Then player B's turn, he turns plays the Globe Theater, duplicating the effects of the Hannibalic War, and playing it on both. Wow. This happened to me last time. I was so tongue-tied trying to answer these. Okay, I'm just gonna go back to player 1 and player 2. That's how we wrote it. And that's actually gonna be easier to me. I thought it'd be the other way around. Not as lucky as I was thinking. Okay, so going back, starting over. What happens if player 1 plays the Hannibalic War on player 2. Then, on player 2's turn, he plays the Globe Theater, duplicating the effects of the Hannibalic War and playing it on player 2. Then player 2 attacks player 1 and attacks the land Hannibalic War was played on. Hannibalic War is an event. Is it actually played on a land? Which only has 2 cards. If player 2 won both battles, can player 2 place a card on the now unoccupied land and therefore claiming it? Wow, that was a tongue twister. Okay, so player 1 plays the Hannibalic War. Let's go to the Hannibalic War. Hannibalic War. It was quite the war. Okay, I'll stop. Okay, anyways, the Hannibalic War. It says, choose one of your opponent's countries to be blocked from adding any new characters for the next 2 rounds. Okay, so they can't add anything to for the next 2 rounds. Let's see, what if player 1 plays it on player 2? Player 2 now has it. Then player 2 turns player 2's turn. He plays the Globe Theater. Globe Theater, location. Globe Theater. Yada, yada. Maybe it's not a location, or it's a rare card. I swear it wasn't a rare card. It should have been an everyday card, but maybe it is. So let's go to my handy dandy backup of all things and find the Globe Theater. Globe. I wish computers would run faster, but when I was your age, they were very, 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 very slow. I mean, you have no idea how slow they were. Ask your parents how slow computers were back 20 years ago. No, my first computer, I was 14. That was 25 years ago. Not to tell you how old I was, because I would never tell you how old I was. So 25 years ago, when I was 14, I mean, I bought my family their first computer. I bought it personally. My dad decided that he wanted to be able to use it and had the other members of our family to use it. So he said, hey, when you buy this, can we use it? I said, no, it's my computer. He said, well, what if we pay for half? I was like, wait, this is going to be a family's computer, but I have to pay for half? You're the parents. You should be paying for it all then. He's like, well, what if we let you have it in your room? I was like, oh, done deal. I was like, yeah, Now it's like everyone has a computer and a TV and everything else in their rooms. Yeah. As a parent, I don't agree. My kids don't have TVs and computers and even their devices in their own rooms. We have them all in public areas. Not that I don't trust them. I don't trust the devices. There's just too much stuff out there I don't trust. My dad decided he would allow that in order not to pay the extra $900, which I had to pay. So it was, no, I think it was like $2,100. So I paid $1,050, and he paid the other $1,050. And I saved $1,000 in my bank account, which as a 14-year-old was a lot of money. But I had been a paper boy since I was 6 years old. So I earned every single penny of that. Okay, so there's probably some birthday money, but pennies compared to what I had saved from being a paper boy. And I did everything I could. Wow, I'm getting right off track. I did everything I could to get tips. So I put the papers on their doorstep. I was very nice to the people, and they rewarded me very well. So thank you to them. So much that I was able to buy my family their first computer. Anyways, going back, now that it's come up, now that it's actually arrived, the Globe Theater says, once, you may enjoy duplicate positive effects on any opponent's event and entertainer cards for 1 turn. Okay, you may enjoy duplicate positive effects. So if it gives you 300 morale, it gives you 600 morale. All opponents' event and entertainment cards. Oh, wow. So if your opponent plays an event or something, you get to enjoy duplicate the positive effects. So it's not that you change a negative to a positive, it's that you get to enjoy the positive effects that has to do to them. Like if they play the jazzier and get 300 morale, you get double that for yourself. Okay, you may enjoy duplicate positive effects of all opponent's event and entertainment cards for one turn. So again, going back to this, Hannibalic War makes it so that player two cannot play any lands. The Globe Theater duplicates the effects. You may enjoy duplicate positive effects. The Hannibalic War is not a positive effect. It has no positive effect on the opponent. Positive effect. That's a very negative effect. And that I know that's really hard to think about. What's a positive? What's a negative? A positive effect is something that's played on an opponent, something that the opponent wants. So they're going to play something that's very positive for them, and you get to double that for yourself. So the Globe Theater, just knowing the history of it, was a theater of Shakespeare. It was something to bring up the morale of the people. So, but it wasn't just for the people on the stage. It was people that were in the stands. So if the opponent is able to enjoy a positive effect, you then get to enjoy a positive effect. So I probably blew up this whole question with that, but let's make sure. And plays it on player 1. Then player 2 attacks player 1 and attacks the land. The land Hannibalic War was played on. So the Hannibalic War is not played on a land. Let's see. Well, it's played on a land. So player 2's land. It's not played on player 1's land, because again, it's not a positive effect. So I'll just stop it right there because that's how it is. So Caleb K, if I'm misunderstanding this, please tell me. But a positive effect is something that the opponent wants played on themselves, much like a jazz era. It's not a Salem witch trial. That would be a negative effect, and that'd be played against somebody else. A positive one is one they play on themselves because they want that effect. Okay, going to question 2. 1.0 Pocahontas. Okay. Now remember, this is why we changed cards from 1.0 to 2.0, because sometimes they didn't make complete sense, or they made better sense when we were able to refine them. So just saying that as we go to Pocahontas 1.0. Pocahontas 1.0. No, it's actually where's Pocahontas? Oh, wait a minute, Pocahontas. She was an explorer, wasn't she? Pocahontas, where art thou, Pocahontas? Okay, for some reason she's not there, so let's go back into my handy dandy backup plan. Okay, and here I'm going to look for Pocahontas. A very easy name to spell because it just rolls off the tongue. Oh, true. That's right, activist. Pocahontas 1.0, here we go. For this turn only, you can swap any one card from your hand with a card in your opponent's hand. Increase your morale by 100 points. Okay. Pocahontas 1.0 says to switch the card in your hand with a card from your opponent's hand for one turn. Does that mean I can play my opponent's card? Yes. Yeah. So you're switching it to put in your hand. They're switching it from your hand to their hand, and their hand from to your hand. So it's still in your hand. So you can play that as one of your 3 cards. So if you already played your 3 cards, if Pocahontas was your 3rd card, then no, you wouldn't be able to play it. It'd have to stay in your hand. But if you played as Pocahontas as your 1st, then that would be your 2nd. Or if Pocahontas was 2nd, that would be your 3rd card. Okay, question number 3. George Westinghouse says he confiscates one opponent's technology cards. Okay. First of all, does that mean he gets to steal my card or copy it? Well, confiscate. Confiscate is actually taking possession of. So if you look up the actual definition of confiscate, it's to take, or to steal, or to apprehend, or to gather. It's to gain possession of it. So yes, he can steal it. It's not copying it. If he does get to steal my card, then when he discards it, does it go back to his discard pile or mine? Okay, so all cards that are stolen from your opponent and played in your land and then discarded later on, usually at the end of the game is when they go back to the opponent. But if you do not want to lose your card, you may want to swap them immediately so you know exactly. And don't forget, this is also why sleeves are so important. We do have sleeves. We have black, red, and green sleeves available right now. But yes, you need to have, he does get to confiscate it, and then after the game, you get it back. So that's just how it's played. It does not go in your discard pile. It goes in there because it's ownership. It's the ownership of that card. Okay, thank you so much for joining me on this Stumpt the Creator. We will talk to you soon. Take care, guys. Bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, actually. Take care. Bye.